Everyone, it's Clay with the Burris Realty Group at Century 21 Sheets, and welcome back for another episode of Brgtv. Today we are joined by special guest. This is Josh from Williams Comfort Air. Thanks for joining us today, Josh. Today we really wanted to get into some tips for your home heating and cooling systems, some common questions that I always get as an agent, and then some preventative maintenance to help you all out to make sure you don't have problems here heading into winter or moving forward with your systems in your homes. So let's just get right into some questions if that's okay with you. First one is I get a lot when we're showing homes is gas or electric on the furnace. Is there an advantage to one of those over the other?
There's real known advantage to what we call fuel source, electric being one and gas being the other. With today's modern equipment, it's just becoming more and more efficient no matter which you have. What we advise a lot of buyers is you're kind of locked down to what is available. Some neighborhoods were built with all electric only. And you don't have a choice.
Right.
If there's a gas meter on the side of the home, you now know you have a choice. So a lot of it is personal preference.
Okay.
Coming into the industry a little bit later, just because I'm younger, there's a lot of misconception that heat pumps, that's all electric, and that they blow cold air. And with today's modern efficiency requirements by the government and the technology that Carrier and American Standard are investing in, it's almost a moot point.
Okay.
So in terms of efficiency, it's just as efficient either way. The electric side tends to be a little higher efficient, depending on how cold it is outside.
Okay. No, that's great information. What about filters? During inspections and things, I get a lot of different comments from different inspectors. Is there a right filter to use in your home? I've heard that some of the newer HEPA filters, super souped up filters, are too much for some of the newer systems because of it reduces the airflow.
It is a very kind of subjective topic. Obviously, a filter is one of the most important pieces of an air conditioning and heating system. General rules of thumb that we train our staff to train the client is a 1-inch filter, so kind of 1 inch. It needs changed at minimum once a month.
Okay.
And everything I say is asterisk, it depends. And the depends part is on lifestyle. If you got a lot of pets in the home and infiltration and it's just a dirty home, you're probably gonna need to change that a little more frequently than every 30 days. The next size, the most common size, is what's called a 5-inch or 4-inch. 4 or 5, they're about the same. That needs changed at minimum once every 6 months.
Okay.
And then we offer, and a lot of dealers are offering higher end filtration called purification, which you can go down to as minimum as once a year.
Okay. So really based on your lifestyle and your system, more so than a right fit for everyone.
Yeah, and to address the quality, because it's kind of humorous, the department stores have gone to kind of the bar scenario, top shelf, middle shelf, low end shelf. And I get a lot of, well, I should just buy the cheapest. If you buy the cheapest, you might be changing every 2 weeks on the 1-inch.
Okay.
If you buy the cheapest on the 5-inch, you might be changing every 3 months.
Right.
It's really and I don't want to be impractical. Most people don't wake up and think about their furnaces like I do.
Right.
But it's just, put it on the calendar or your cell phone or whatever and just check it. If you can't see through it, any light through it, and that's kind of even a bad suggestion, but you can tell when something's really, really dirty.
Right. Time to change it out. Right?
And to address the higher end one, I do get a lot of complaints that, don't put in a 3M. 3M makes a product called Filtrate. And it's a fabulous, fabulous filter. It does its job really well. It's almost 3 times the amount, but it can cause unneeded restriction on the duct system if you don't know what you're doing.
Okay.
That's where we turn it over to the professionals and let us analyze your ductwork, analyze your system, and we'll educate you on what your filter needs are.
Okay, that's great information. What about humidifiers? That's another one I get mixed bag on from opinions from different people. Like a whole home humidifier, meaning should I have one? Does it cause mold in my system if I'm pumping moisture through it and it's actually a bad thing? What's your thoughts?
I am in the business of supplying humidifiers, so obviously I do promote them.
Okay.
But the reality is we're in a really weird, unique climate, being in Indianapolis, centralized Midwest. We get the most extreme of both sides of the equation.
Right.
And humidity is the known dirty little secret of our industry. Too high humidity, pathogens and bacteria can grow hidden behind the walls, in your carpet. You don't even realize it's going on. Right. Dust mites can flourish in your bed if you don't have humidity under control.
Right.
On the low end, in the wintertime, overly dry weather creates a lot of havoc on people. People don't understand why their skin is cracking or why their kid's nose are bleeding, why the static, the most common thing you'll ever hear ever since we've been putting systems in is I touch the door handle and it sparks. That's because of the absence of humidity. The ideal humidity range is between 25% relative humidity and 60%.
Okay.
And if you live in between there, nothing bad is going to happen.
Okay.
Anything outside of that, potential harm can happen both to the occupants of the home and the home itself.
Okay. So for my clarification on the humidifier, it actually tracks the humidity in the house, and if it gets below whatever range it's set on, then it's going to add moisture into the air in your
That's
home,
correct. That's correct.
It won't take moisture out of the air on the other side. That's another product, a dehumidifier.
That's correct.
Okay.
So in the hot summertime, your air conditioner removes a lot of the moisture, but sometimes it can't get it all, like in basements.
Right.
We do advise, because we offer all dealers offer dehumidification solutions outside of your heating and cooling equipment.
Okay.
And some of our solutions are very expensive, and we are never hesitant to say, at minimum, go to Lowe's, go to Home Depot, do something other than let it continue to grow bacteria and stuff all over your house that you can't see with the naked eye.
Right.
So in the wintertime, the humidifier, you did hit the nail on the head, and it's worth pointing out that a lot of people put humidifiers on, but they don't control them correctly.
Okay.
And most of our competition will put it's called a humidistat, and it detects the humidity down at the furnace.
Yep.
Well, I don't know about you, but I don't live down in my mechanical.
Right.
So if your dealer or us aren't recommending a way to control the humidity in the occupant space, the first floor, the master bedroom, second floor, wherever, they should be questioned.
Yeah.
Because all thermostats that we provide, they offer humidity control.
Okay. Very good. So what about for our current homeowners out there? They're already in the house. What's the most common service call that you guys get where it's something that's so minor that they could have flipped a switch or done something and saved themselves a trip charge? Is there one that you just get all the time?
There's two.
Okay.
There's really two that occur a lot, and a lot of it is husband, spouse, and this person touches the thermostat and this person forgot. So one of the most frequent is that the system is not in the right mode.
Okay.
It's really weird when we're in climates like we're in, where we go sometimes 30 degrees at night and it's 60 degrees during the day. So sometimes you need heat, sometimes you need cooling.
Right.
And there will be a lot of fighting over which mode it's on.
Sure.
And we'll end up going out and saying, hey, I'm sorry, but I need you to pay me to hit the heat mode.
Right.
So the most common, and we try to block and tackle that on the phone when we're taking a call, that we want to make sure that your system is on and on position or heat position. And the second most recurring, what we call nuisance call for the buyer, is a dirty filter. Okay. So the absence of changing the filter, perpetually, is probably what we run more than anything.
As a dirty, if the filter gets, not enough airflow gets to the filter, the system can actually shut itself off as a safety measure, correct?
That's right.
So you may think it's not working, but it just needs the new filter.
So in the cooling season, it's a little more, so that's when it's hot outside and your air conditioner's running. It's a little more vicious.
Yep.
There's not a whole lot of safety protection on it knowing that the filter is clogged.
Okay.
In the heating season, a gas furnace is designed to protect itself.
Okay.
So it will actually shut itself off to not catch the house on fire.
Right.
This is worth pointing out. Dealers that are with the modern times are providing thermostats that are connected.
Yep.
And those connected stats can do a multitude of things, including notify you as the buyer, or if you have dealers like us, because we specialize in monitoring HVAC equipment.
Okay.
And we typically are calling people before they even know there's an issue.
Oh, that's cool.
Down to your filter's dirty.
So almost like a security system for your...
That's exactly right.
Like instead of ADT calling when somebody breaks in...
That's exactly right.
You get a notification when something's going wrong with your system.
That's right.
Yeah. That's
pretty cool.
I didn't know that.
A lot of our clients are absolutely adoring it because they just don't think of this stuff.
Yeah, I never knew that existed. So great information. And I guess the last thing would be service plans. So, what can a homeowner do? What should a homeowner do from that regard to maintain their system and maximize the longevity of their system, so they're not buying a new furnace every 5 to 10 years?
Great question. A lot of people think of a contractor as only on earth to replace the system.
Right.
And there are some businesses around town and throughout the country that's their sole goal. Our goal is to sustain a relationship with the buyer. Right. And then hopefully we're lucky enough that when their system totally fails, we're there for.
Right.
So things that a buyer can do on a weekly or monthly or even annual level is, number one, keep the filter changed.
Right.
The furnace has to breathe. It's kind of like if I put that piece of paper over my mouth, it would be kind of hard to get oxygen.
Yep.
Number two is like your outdoor piece of equipment, keeping debris away from the unit. You know, if there's bushes and shrubs that are growing into it, you will extend the life of it by keeping a solid 2 feet around that thing, you know, from clogging. That's it, the outside condenser. When it comes down to the nitty gritty on checking sensors and cleaning coils with chemicals and doing all the things that we do on our preventive maintenance plan, we do recommend everybody leave it to the professionals.
Yes.
And that's really it. And Williams Comfort Air offers a multitude of solutions, both on annual contracts, extended annual contracts, and you see a lot of our advertisements out there intended for one-time use, but we offer a very low-cost $50 introductory that does virtually the same thing when we're there. Yep. It's more of a way to, you know, sustain a lifelong relationship.
Yeah, it's all about relationships.
It's all about relationship.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us today. I know I learned a lot. Hopefully you picked up a few tips as well. Josh, really appreciate your time and everything. If our followers want to get in touch with you, how would they go about doing so?
Just give us a call. The quickest way to get our information is to Google it, so you can hit our website and book away. And hopefully we can earn the right to serve whoever, you know, calls us.
Awesome.
We are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.